If you're just joining us, we've been riding around the world for over a year. We set out in March 2022 along with our German Shepherd Moxie from Guatemala, where we were living for the past 6 years. The mission is to raise $100,000 for Girl Up, a nonprofit that's dear to my heart. And so far, we've raised $18,000. The other goal is to show the beauty and quality performance of Moxie's ethical outdoor dog gear, which we make through our brand Ruffly. We also wanted to show that her K9 Moto Cockpit, which is another Ruffly creation, can take her safely around the world with me. So we set off. First stop, the Arctic Ocean. On the way north, we tackled an iron tail ride. That's 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours with a dog on the back. Then we had to replace my motorcycle because she was leaking oil and mysteriously stalling in idle. Riding my new U650 GS Luna Laguna, Moxie and I reached the Arctic Ocean where we dipped our paws in the sea. Next, we turned south to reach the Antarctic. That's when personal tragedy struck. Passing through Guatemala, Greg was hit by a chicken bus on the Pan American Highway. His hand was smashed and his motorcycle was totaled. A week later, Moxie went in for a routine knee surgery after sustaining an injury while running. A few days later, she passed away suddenly due to complications. Heartbroken and reeling, once the pins and cast were removed from Greg's hand, we went on a motorcycle pilgrimage to help grieve the loss. We visited people who do extraordinary things with their dogs to celebrate the bonds they share. We received incredibly heartwarming encouragement from all you wonderful folks who've been joining along on the adventure. And some generous partners signed on to lend their support, including Tractive and Triumph North America. After completing the pilgrimage this summer, Whimsy, who's a white Swiss Shepherd, yes, that's an actual breed, she joined our pack to continue the world adventure. She's a puppy now, but she's on her way to becoming a beautiful and formidable 80-pound she-wolf. We're over a year into this groundbreaking journey, but in a lot of ways, it feels like we're just starting out. Welcome to Go Roughly Around the World, and thanks for joining us. Hi guys, and welcome back. It has been a long road to get here. Greg suffered his accident by being hit by a chicken bus in Guatemala. Moxie passed away after her knee surgery. We went on this pilgrimage to help grieve the loss of Moxie. We got new motorcycles, and then we welcomed our new white Swiss Shepherd Whimsy into our pack. So a lot has been going on to get us to this point.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of differences already. So Moxie was an adult dog when we started this around the world trip.
Yeah, I had already done thousands of kilometers and miles with her all around Central America. And she was a mature dog. Like, she was 1.5 years. She knew all of her basic commands. She was well behaved. This is a new pup. She's only 3 months old, so we're still going through all of the puppy training, the house training, all of the obedience, all the teething that's happening. All of that is happening now at the same time when we're trying to teach her how to ride so she can continue the around the world adventure with us.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties. I mean, what's her temperament really going to be when she's in sort of more extreme environments,
Yeah.
you know, heat and cold and so forth. I mean, we knew Moxie and we knew her cues and signals, and she would speak to us without speaking to us.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we are bringing Whimsy in. We are getting to know her. She's getting to know us. We're beginning the training. We're training her to ride, to get used to her goggles.
Yeah.
And then we are heading out. And we've got this amazing base for this in a Northern California yurt on 40 acres. Super rustic, super beautiful,
But in the perfect training ground for this creature.
To become the perfect camp dog for traveling around the world by motorcycle. Stick around.
Today, we are picking up our new puppy. It's a little bit at a distance, and I was really tempted to put the Nano on the back of the bike and ride up there and pick her up, but it's a little bit far. So instead, we're going to take the car, and I've got some goodies that I'm going to bring along for her. I've got her knotted leash. This is in Huckleberry Purple and Tailwinds. This is her Ruffly leash. And of course, she needs to have a little Ruffly collar. Look how small this is.
So that's once again her microchip. This is, I gave her this name.
Rides with the wind. Greg, isn't this perfect? Hello. Hello.
Yes.
I know. You're so Snow White. Look at you. I know, and you too, big guy. I know. Hi.
I'm extremely excited, of course, about this new member of our pack, and yet you can't help but think about Moxie. And so it is like most things in life that are wonderful, there's also a little tinge of sadness there as well.
Hello, I know. It's exciting, isn't it?
My home's only for the night. Waking up in different places.
Oh,
You wrap me up, let me inside. You're forever my oasis. My heart is home with you. My heart is home with you.
it's all about finding a spot between the teeth where you can grip it and not be torn to shreds. So a GoRUFFLY Pilgrimage ended just the other day. That leaves us in Los Angeles, and Jess had incredible foresight to get us an Airbnb on this ranch area, 40 acres and a pond and a tukul, a yurt. Tukul's the African word.
It's gonna take us a few days because we're gonna be doing some fishing along the way. Greg's dad and wife are coming along with our new creature who is making all of this racket. We have taught her how to ride it in the cockpit. She's gonna be in the car, this shark of a creature.
That's going to be our base for the next month, to train this one to ride and to be obedient and to publish all this wonderful content from a GoRUFFLY Pilgrimage. Onward.
Lift me up, you ease my mind. Forever holding up my faith, yeah. My heart is home with you. My heart is home with
Our visitor did quite a number on all of Whimsy's foods and feeds and treats, and was incredibly thorough and actually very minimally destructive. Just tore open the bags, ate, and everything else is in great shape. Come, you're already in. Don't be a baby. Come on, yeah.
Yeah,
good
there
girl.
you
Look at
go.
you.
Is she paddling? Or is she
not so much.
sinking?
Come on. Got a tuft. That's all that's left.
Oh my god, you look so silly. You look so silly. Are you like off balance? We arrived here last night and the host was here. As I was coming in, I could see she was doing something. Turns out that there was a rattlesnake right at the front door. And she was trying to kill this thing and wasn't getting anywhere. And then Greg and then his dad came up and they had to kill it. Wasn't my favorite moment, but I guess that's what you get when you're in Northern California. This place is going to be where we're going to teach Whimsy how to ride. She's going to have the garden to snuff through. There's also the pond where we're going to teach her how to swim. This is going to be sort of her playground and her learning place for the next month. And it gives us sort of this freedom to allow Whimsy to be a bit of a camp dog, the way that Moxie grew up, being just outside, exploring and getting into stuff. There's the yurt with the add-on, and so this is where we're going to be staying for the next month.
It is very fully decorated, and there's a lot of these like things on the wall that are obviously of different. What to say about that?
It's just this one room. It's got a small like kitchen area that has the stove and the fridge on this side, which is gas powered. And we've got a table that we brought in for our workstation, the living room area, and then our bed. Just be calm. Calm.
There's a lot of like sayings and cliches and stuff on there about dreaming and about what love is.
We've parked the bikes under the tree here where there's a lot of shade. And it works out really well because we can do all of the maintenance and anything that we want to do on the bikes right here.
What your dreams are. There's all you need is love. What is laughing all about? Choosing kindness. So I've just read them now so many times and I keep picking them apart. Like, what does that really mean? Do you think that means what they think it means? They're everywhere. I've even had to flip a few around so that I just stop myself from reading it. It's a total mania.
They've got this pond here that's actually stocked because they teach some of the school kids how to do fly fishing off of the dock here. This is a good place to teach Whimsy how to swim.
Yes. Come on. Come on. We woke up to sneaky black ears here, rummaging around in the furnace, which I had left ajar. Now, it's not been used for several days. There's no coals, but there is a lot of ashes and everything, which she is now wearing.
Why did I get a white Swiss Shepherd? I knew that I still loved the German Shepherd. I loved the Shepherd qualities. But when I saw them in the shelter and the rescues, they looked so much like Moxie that I couldn't handle it. I wasn't ready for that. And so I started looking online about different breeds, and the white Swiss Shepherd came up. And I had never heard of this breed before. And when I saw it, it made my heart happy again. And she still has the characteristics of a shepherd, but looks very different. Reason number 2. What could be more whimsical and impractical than getting a white dog for a motorcycle adventure? When we got Whimsy's cockpit yesterday, what we did is we laid it down in the middle of the living room and we treated her for being inside the cockpit. So first it started with her sitting in there, then I got her to lay down. We had her stay, she got used to being there, and then throughout the afternoon, she would voluntarily go into her cockpit and I would treat her every time. Eventually she got to the point where she enjoyed her cockpit so much, she fell asleep in it. So now the next step is the eye protection. So for Whimsy, we've got these Rex Specs. We've tried them on a couple of times, done some sensitization. So I'm just gonna slide them on her, I'm gonna put them on, and then I'm gonna give her some treats and tell her what a good girl she is. What a good girl.
Another. It's okay, Whimsy. Good girl. Yeah, good girl.
Good girl.
It's all new.
She didn't seem to fuss too much. I think there's new things to see and smell, so she's calming down a little bit, so I think we can go a little further.
Times and places are all in who you share them with. And it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with.
Whimsy's first ride in her K9 Moto Cockpit was a complete success. We did off-road together, we went on the twisties, not a problem at all. She didn't fuss, she was looking up, she was sniffing things, and yeah, I think she had a fantastic time. I can't wait to do it again with her.
Now that Whimsy has had her first official K9 Moto Cockpit ride, that means she has earned her name. Rides with the Wind.
This is our first full day of tracking Whimsy with her Tractive GPS tracker, and she has exceeded her time limit. She was supposed to only do 300 activity minutes. She's at least at 480 right now, and she hasn't slept enough. And look at her, she's going into the box of toys. Now she has to get out her harness. Today is day 1 of traveling with Whimsy. We haven't even left yet, and she has done 183 minutes of activity.
That much activity, and she hasn't even helped clean anything up or pack anything.
But you can tell she's getting sleepy, and so we are on our way, and she's just gonna have a little rest.
We have a 32, 33 pound dog that is in a standard size cockpit. So we've got her makeshift booster seat. The real one is on its way from Guatemala. She's gonna get acclimated to this. This is early days, but she's gonna get to enjoy the thrill of the ride with us.
I don't need you, you're fine.
sort of Kevin Costner love interest in Dances with Wolves. Very random fact that I happen to know off the top of my head. It was a bit of a heated discussion. I wouldn't say argument, but I would almost say an argument. So fast forward, and we are having Whimsy run away.
Whimsy!
Let's go.
I take Whimsy in her K9 sports sack here, which she absolutely loves.
Whimsy, yeah, come on, come on.
I wouldn't want to ride like this with her down the block, nor do I want to ride around the world with her like this.
Have you conquered the yurt? It's a maturing experience.
The K9 booster seat, which is on our way to us for Whimsy. And what it is a padded insert so that it graduates.
The yurt enclosure is this relatively sort of...
Stay.
It's, let's say, a gorgeous location and a beautifully involved work in progress. This is a gnarly looking cigar, which means it's been used for a while, which means it is time to go. It has on the road luxury.
Okay, we've had success. Now we can ride. She's emptied herself.
My days of being the clown car are apparently not over.